Morning campers, here we are at the TAG Aviation Centre in Farnborough. I'm going to get on this plane to drive the revised Porsche 911. Quite excited really. This is the new, improved, revised 911, and as you can see, there's not actually that much different to look at. In fact, the only real difference are these things. They're bigger. But Porsche being Porsche, there are loads of differences to the car, and most of them are under the skin. If you follow me, you might like this, because I can show you. They've changed the engines. They're not completely new engines, they're revised. There's still a 3.6 and a 3.8. The big news though is it's got direct injection, which according to Porsche not only makes a bit more power, 20 horsepower for the 3.6 and 30 horsepower for the 3.8, but it also makes it more responsive to the throttle, cleaner and greener as well. The other big news is this little fella, the PDK. It's basically Porsche's version of a DSG gearbox, and there are 7 speeds, and it basically means it's got a twin clutch, so you don't really notice the gears as they're going in because they're pre-selected. They've also put a new PASM system on it, which is the suspension management. They say that makes it more fun to drive as well. The other thing different at the front is the fact that because the new engines have better internal cooling all on their own, it doesn't now need a huge, great big radiator at the front, so they've done away with that. You get a bit more luggage space, and it looks a bit cleaner at the front. All in all, it should be pretty good fun, so really, let's go and see. Okay then, here we are behind the wheel, and the first thing you notice are these 2 slightly weird looking paddles which Porsche have chosen to fit the car with. All the other systems that have had double clutch gears have kind of had one paddle on the left to change down and one paddle on the right to change up, but what Porsche have chosen to do is put both the upshift paddles on the front and the downshift ones on the back, and I've got to be honest, it doesn't feel that natural to use. But once you actually get going in it and get past and get used to the way the system works, the actual way in which the gearbox shifts gears is phenomenal. Just have a listen to this. Not the tyre squeal, the gear changes. How smooth is that? That's third to second through there, and it just does it. You just don't notice. It's almost like a CVT gearbox. It's amazing. Well, I don't know why they didn't do it years ago. Right, we're going to do the launch control now. So what we have to do is press PSM off, Sport Plus on, stick it into manual. Then what they say is you put your foot on the brake as hard as possible, open up the gas, it sits there, then you release the brake and off you go. So let's try it. That's not bad actually. The other new thing in this car is the engine, of course, and by and large, well not by and large, overall it's fantastic. It's got a lot more power, which gives it more performance. It's greener, it's a bit more economical as well. But there is another problem there. They've really tried to refine it, and they have refined it, they've succeeded. But what they've also done is remove some of the noise, some of the 911-ness, some of that, for want of a better phrase, chainsawing cotton wool noise that you get. I mean, it sounds good at full throttle. The trouble is it doesn't sound anywhere near as nice as that when you're just on part throttle, which is a shame. But, you know, we live in a slightly different world. Even the 911's getting more refined nowadays, a lot more refined. I'll tell you what it is though, it is very quick across country. Verdict from behind the wheel? Well, I'm pretty blown away actually. 25 years ago, Porsche took a 962 to Le Mans and blew everyone into the weeds with a PDK gearbox. Today, they finally managed to put one into a road car, and the result is pretty sensational. I mean, this thing's got a new engine, but that's insignificant compared to the gearbox.
Overall, the car is amazing. It's expensive, it might be a bit over-refined, but it deserves on its own to get Porsche out of its current sales slump. It is the new 911.